Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is another segment for Dark Ages Hellbent. Here we have Alexander Solberg as he searches out for his mentor, Mark, a Salubri elder with very potent blood that's sort of been not around much of late, but always willing to talk to one of his students to further his education and bring him closer to whatever realizations that he may or may be looking for. So, as you assuming you have enough earth wisdom and general know-how of the area, I'm going to say that you basically make your way to his own private abode that's a little bit out of the way. Um, if you can make me a flight intelligence check, just to see if you can remember the way for future visits.
Okay, eidetic memory and intelligence to the rescue.
Oh, you have eidetic memory?
Yes.
All right, then never mind. Then yeah, as you kind of scroll through the city, it's a very unique place, and as your body is telling you that perhaps you should be sleeping right now, but when you walk outside, you don't feel that common drowsiness when you're up and about in the sun. It seems very
Odd.
odd. And it seems that in this part of the town, business is being conducted, and it seems that um, there's a definite social class that's definitely taking place, and a lot of people may or may not know how to take that stance. It's very evident, but from the way people are walking around, seems to be a very not prestigious place, but not even a up to date place, but a place where it's very alien to you almost, and
200
something
years.
that would definitely stick out in your head.
Well, 200 years kind of does that.
And as you walk through the streets, you make your way to this not the humble church that you remember from meeting him before. This is a very predominant cathedral, and you can see that in this particular day that there are a lot of students about, as you can surmise, as a lot of them are either in silent contemplation or maybe even prayer, looks like. And as it seems that all of their eyes are technically closed, as you can see that quite a few of the people here, some from various other clans, but a few that you definitely recognize as regular Salubri are here meditating and just concentrating, and there you can see Mark, what seems to be the front of the cathedral, and he's there in the with his eyes closed and a very, I
Tranquil
suppose,
expression.
peaceful expression, and his eyes are closed, and his third eye is slightly open. So as you approach him, I assume you are, um, his eyes open and he's there. How may I help you? It's good to
Mark,
see that you're well.
you too, Mark. 200 years is a while, and I would like to catch up at a later date, but I would like to find out more about this sword you gave me a while back.
Oh, so tell me, how have you done so on your handling of your beast?
I have not frenzied since that time with those guards. That, yeah. I have not frenzied since then, and while I was feeling rather, how should I say, uh, I was feeling very tense with Bijumi last night. I decided to leave the area so that way would remove the possibility of a frenzy.
Well, at least you're aware of what the semblance of your beast can do if not properly cultivated and reeled in. However, I am not unsympathetic to your questions. So tell me, what is it that drives you today?
You were saying that finding out more about the sword and even its name itself is part of training with it. If I were to find the answers, would I be able to unlock new abilities with the sword?
Well, it's not so much that you unlock new abilities. I believe what happens is that you become more in touch with your inner being, and as you become more at not necessarily peace, but you become more
In tune?
aware and in tune to what's happening around you. And thus that energy and that concentration flows through you like a magnet. However, if you most of this is highly dependent on your not only your continence, but your ability to deal with situations, whether they be difficult, different, or alien to you. Such things will have a profound effect on your disposition, and thus, if you were to decide to do something like this, it would forever change you. And any dissent, if you would choose to further your knowledge, would lead to very disastrous events. If you were thusly unfair. Who the hell? Sorry.
It's fine.
And thusly you would be, how should I say, destructive to your own well-being.
So seeking knowledge of the sword is dangerous?
Extremely dangerous, because if your soul and your spirit isn't ready, it will quite literally rip you asunder.
So know yourself at or risk find out more about the sword, but you must know yourself or risk destruction.
Precisely. In this particular endeavor, you will learn more about yourself in ways that you couldn't even imagine. However, if you do this, many things will become open to you, like I said.
Is the sword alive, so to speak?
Well, that would be spoiling it.
So find out on my own. Can it think? Or does it have some kind of direction?
Why did you come to speak to me?
When I was at the fortress, when we were winning, when we won, I thought that we had made such a difference. We had, 200 years ago. I thought that we had made a difference, that we had gotten rid of at least one of the bastions of the Infernals of the Constantinople, maybe even the biggest one, and that things would get better. But then we ended up going forward in time 200 years of lost time that can't get back. And we find out that the fortress has a Salubri symbol in the sky, but also that it is now part of a giant landmass that is floating while the rest of the world is steeped in demonic corruption.
Yes, but
so I'm rather disappointed at this depressing turn of events.
My question to you still remains, why did you come here?
to learn and further my knowledge and ask you. I want to become stronger so that way we can. I want to become stronger so that way I can better fight the evil below. And
Well,
to do.
well, you're not unjustified in your explanation, but I'm curious to know why you would expect me to give you the answers. I mean, it's not indicative to your growth. You need to be able to find out these answers on your own.
I was aware of that. It's just that I would like you to shed light on what you can, or at the very least, point me in the right direction of how I would go about finding these answers.
All right. Well, I suppose we can take care of this. As he looks at you very sternly, follow me. As he leads you to it looks to be the very center of the cathedral, and he says, "Do you have your sword with you?"
It never leaves my side. It hasn't left my side since you gave it to me.
All right. As he looks at the sword and kind of frowns his brow. Hmm. Um, Feel free to make a perception empathy.
Okay.
Turn your camera on so we can see you.
I know. I was doing just that. Okay. Perception, empathy.
Nice haircut.
Thanks. What's the difficulty?
Uh, you notice that that's one. You notice that one success. Sorry. You notice that he's watching you, and his gaze is kind of on the sword. But other than that, you can tell that he might be thinking something. But then again, that's Mark. He's always thinking something.
Okay. So he could be thinking something about me.
Could
Or
be,
not.
or not. But he's always usually pensive like this. Maybe if you spend more time around him, you'll be able to pick some more stuff up, by his general mannerisms. But as of right now, you just assume that's the way he is.
Okay.
So, as he says, how far have you gone with the teachings of Auspex?
I have gone through heightened. I've learned the first path of heightening your senses, and then the second one of looking at the auras that the soul produces,
Okay.
and then the third. I have so far made it to the third, where you can see the psychic impressions that the living leave behind.
All right.
So Auspex 3.
Yes, I gathered as much. So, go on. What can you see from the sword as he looks at you?
As in Auspex 3, or
Yes.
okay. So should I roll something?
Roll for spirit touch. At a difficulty of
Difficulty of 10?
yes, sir.
Okay, so that would be Perception Auspex, difficulty...
That would be, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Spirit touch is perception plus empathy, I do believe.
And the difficulty is determined by the age and impressions,
Great.
and the mental and spiritual strength of the person or event that left them.
Just a second.
So depending on age and how intense the event was with said object, then the difficulty would go up or down.
Correct. Just making sure not that. Yeah, perception, empathy. Yeah, difficulty 10. Tell me how many successes you get.
Okay, difficulty.
As I said before, 10. This is a very old artifact.
Well, I got that, but I imagine it's also been used for some very memorable events.
Yes, I'm sure you'll get something. I'm not, going to leave you out there, but...
Okay.
Okay. As in, Mark kind of looks at you as you're kind of holding the sword and your hands kind of glow as you kind of try to peer into the sword. As you can see, currently, right now, you can only see the battles you yourself have been in. You remember you holding it, you cutting down the demons, and you seeing it. It's almost as if you're looking into a foggy mirror. You can see yourself and the things
But
that
peering farther back is difficult.
But as you try to peer further back, it doesn't hurt. It almost as if the sword is trying to, I guess, make something of you almost. But you can definitely feel that whatever this is, it's alive.
So the sword is alive to one degree or another. Whether
One degree or another, to the extent of it, you have no idea.
It could be anything from just a general sense that it's destined to be used for good, or maybe an animal, or maybe it's freaking sentient. Either way.
Either way.
Darn, if only it was a difficulty of 8 or something, that would have been amazing.
Mark kind of frowns his eyes at you and says, curious. As he explains that you do know that the more you hold the sword and the more that you look upon it, the more you will only see more reflections of yourself. However, I will tell you that because you're here and you're trying to do something, I myself will try to further this understanding. As he takes a dagger from his side, cuts his hand open, and bleeds into a cup. And he hands the dagger to you. And he looks at you distinctively. You can make a perception etiquette.
Okay. Well, my etiquette is, well, nothing.
Alright, so just a flat perception then.
Yep.
Difficulty, what, 6?
It's a good thing my perception is really good. Should be able to counterbalance this somewhat. And roll.
Darn. It's alright. Okay. You know that you should probably follow suit.
Okay, so So I cut hand and go in cup anyway.
Alright,
Was probably going to do that anyway.
okay. And he takes the cup and he kind of swirls it around and puts it in between both of you. And then he'll firmly grasp your hand tightly. And he will look you directly in the eye, all of his eyes open. If you ever speak of what you see here today, your life is forfeit.
Okay.
Do you
It
understand
shall
what
be done.
As he releases your hand and you feel make a perception occult.
No, this one's more up my alley. Can I spend a willpower?
Yeah, you can. Alright, yeah, you can spend willpower. It's fine.
Okay, difficulty?
Mm, say 8.
Okay. Okay, 4 successes.
Alright. So you understand that what you just partook in is something very old. It comes back to basically older generations and older civilizations when they used to seal agreements and deals. They usually do it in this way to show that not only do they trust you, but they understand the gravity of what they're about to show you is something of great importance. And you notice that you've seen this from I guess, your explanations in time with Priscilla. She spoke to you of such things, but for you to actually see something like this and somebody that is so entrenched in their past and their history that it's kind of it's kind of like watching history in motion. But
Interesting.
definitely nothing huge happening, but very surreal, as it were.
So it's like a agreement sealed in blood. So something really serious.
Yes.
Okay.
As he is going to let's see, is he going to alright. He's going to use that. I just want to make sure that that's what I wanted to do. What's that? What's that? He is rolling these menus. Alright. Okay, so that's alright. Okay, Mark starts to glow with a first it starts off as a very pale aura, as you can kind of see it. But then as time goes on, the aura gets brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter as all of his eyes kind of open at the same time, and you feel a warmness overtake you, and you find yourself floating in a dark room.
Floating.
Floating.
Float.
And as you float, as it seems in infinite darkness, you kind of land, not sure what exactly you landed on, but you land.
Please let it not be Cthulhu.
Gosh, that would be awful. But yes, you land.
Okay. Good to have solid ground under your feet.
Yep. As you feel something, make a perception melee.
Perception what?
Perception melee.
Perception and what?
Melee.
Oh. Again, something up my alley. I mean, a little strange that it would be melee. I mean, now, since there doesn't seem to be a sword. Oh. I might be in the sword. Huh. Oh, well, I'm going to spend a will.
Sure, you're free to do so. Please keep track of your willpower.
Yeah. By the way, I recently upgraded my will to 10.
Or
So far I've spent 2. So that leaves me at 8. What's the difficulty?
The difficulty is 6.
Okay. 2, 3, 4. 4 successes.
You distinctly feel what looks to be like blades at your back, at your neck, at your chest, at your sides, and they feel quite sharp.
As in, are they piercing me, or are they just kind of within just an inch of doing that?
Within an inch of doing that.
Oh, that's rather unfortunate.
What do you
So can't see anything besides the whole darkness thing?
can't see anything?
Hmm. Who or what is pressing blades against me?
You can't see what things the blade.
Well, can I talk?
Yeah, sure you can talk.
So I just kind of speak it, and because can't I sense it that something's against me, like swords or
Yes, definitely.
right? Would someone tell me why there are blades pressed against my body?
You hear a voice in your ear, but then it feels like it's in your head, and then you feel like it's kind of reverberating through you, around you, in a very startling way. And it's very, you feel it almost touching you in your innermost spirit. It's very startling. And you hear in a very distinct voice, "Why are you here?"
I am not 100% sure what here is, although I can make an educated guess. But I am here to. But as for my purpose, I'm here to learn more about the sword, so that way I can become stronger and protect others.
Why?
It is the. It is. I believe it is the morally right thing to do that. That the landmass that the city is on and everything and the people in it need to be protected, and hopefully one day the world itself can be reclaimed from the infestation that claimed it. So
Interesting.
I believe it. So for why I believe it is the right thing to do, and it is my moral code to carry this out.
Why?
Why do I do this?
Yes.
Because I feel I must. Because who else will? I just feel it is the best thing. Let me think about on this. I don't want to say something wrong. Why would you do something? Why would you do this? Hmm. Huh. Hmm. Why? Hmm. 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 Why does anyone do anything? Sometimes they feel that they must, others believe it is their duty. By the grace of free will, a person does what they want, as long as they are willing to face the consequences, both good and bad, of their actions. And so I'm doing this. So I'm doing what I'm doing uh, to help others, so that way I will be stronger, so that way I do not have to fear anything.
As you say this, you see a scene where um you're teleported back to what appears to be Constantinople in the moment where you frenzy and you see yourself ripping apart the people because as you know when most frenzy they don't remember what's happening, but for you distinctly you can see yourself doing these things and ripping apart people and the blood and you gorging yourself. And what do you do? Thank you, man.
What do I?
Yes, what do you do?
Uh, do about what? As in, right now, I'm viewing the scene of my frenzy and stuff.
Right.
Was anything else said, or just watching the frenzy take place?
You're watching the frenzy take place. Please make a conscience roll.
Hmm. Right, can't spend will on it. Damn. Difficulty?
You make it. And
Okay.
you feel the weight of your decisions, the weight of your transgressions, as the swords kind of cut into you, into your body. Please roll for me without fortitude, flat stamina. No armor.
So basically, the swords are pressing into me right now.
Yes. They're drawing blood.
Oh, that's interesting. Shame I lost that point of stamina with that jewel hunter. Can I spend a will on this to?
It's really good.
So can I spend a willpower on this soaking? And what's the difficulty?
Standard difficulty.
Okay, so I also spent a willpower on it.
Alright. Take 2 lethal.
Okay, that's not so bad.
As you feel your blood course through you, and it's a very new feeling to you. Because you're not used to bleeding like that.
I
Seems
haven't
very
really
new.
taken that many hits, so yeah. being an acrobatic monkey has its advantages.
Tell me, why are you here?
I am here to become stronger.
I understand that. It's not altogether unnoble to do such things, but it seems that whatever you are, it's not human. So why would something like me want to do anything with something like you?
You are correct, I am not human. I am actually but I used to be human. Many years ago, I was offered the decision to either die or continue living in the current state that I am. But I would also be granted powers that could be used for good. I could finally make a bigger difference in the world and the people around me. I could heal, I could fight back, defend, do things that I couldn't do before. So I accepted the decision, and so far I have not regretted my actions. I have done much good, and I believe the good I have done has outweighed any bad, although the decisions I have made, the ones that have led to bad repercussions and when I have lost control, do weigh heavily on me. So something like you, I'm assuming, are you the sword? But something like you would wish to associate with me, it is because I have good intentions, regardless of what I physically am, and regardless of what I physically am, doesn't pertain to my soul, so to speak. I have good intentions and wish to only do good things, if I can help it.
The sword look. You feel the swords as they press against your body, drive deeper into you. Take another lethal.
Okay. Bummer.
So tell me,
Tell you what.
why would you?
Why would I what?
Why would you, of all creatures, decide to help other people, knowing that you're so detached from your own spirit, your own self, your own inner being?
Why would I choose to help others in my current state?
Yes.
Mm. Mm.
You say that you were given a gift. I say you've been cursed. Why?
Many people have viewed it as a curse, and many people have viewed it as a curse in the past, and will continue to do so until, I suppose, until it maybe ends. I mean, it did originate with Cain, after all. But it is a gift, because I have helped many children of Seth, and I have also beaten many demons due to the fact that these are things that I could never have done without the time that this curse, as you say, has granted me. It has granted me to become stronger, faster, more powerful, so that way I am more able to act upon what I believe needs to be done. Goodwill, and I learned a while back when I was say turning into an adult. That while it is nice to have good intentions and everything, no matter how good your intentions or how pure you are, it's still, unfortunately, the world can be a cruel place, and without the power to enact those changes, that will to do good, to do good things, without power to and will to enforce it, without the power to enforce it, to enforce your decisions and such, your intentions, good or not, will not come to pass. So it is a gift because it has allowed what I believe at my core, I believe that I am a good person, although I have done some bad things, and I regret them. But I believe that, but it has given me power to enact my goodwill, and that is why I view it as a gift. And I have not needlessly killed other children of Seth while trying to feed. In fact, at times I have fed from animals and cattle. And it is also my clan, I suppose you could say, curse, so to speak, that I can only feed from the willing, or animals. And I have continued to do so. So I call it a gift because it has given me the power to enforce what I believe to be the right decision to do. That is why. In spite of even though this curse originated for an evil purpose, it originated from someone who did a morally bad thing, and it has led to the destruction and hurt of others. It is also, I can at least speak for myself when I'm saying that I am trying to do good with it.
As you continue, the sword seems almost satisfied with your response. The swords withdraw from your body. Take another 2 lethal.
Okay, that would be like put at hurt, so to speak?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So is there just like a floating sword just kind of floating in front of me? Or
No,
is there just kind of like some kind of light?
Look on, as the swords withdraw, you see the room kind of light up, and you see it looks to be a man, kind of sitting there in the middle.
Is he sitting on a chair, or is he just kind of floating?
Choosing his wings.
Wait, what?
Look at the icon.
Icon?
Yep. Look at what my picture is thinking. That thing, right there.
Okay.
As that effigy, I guess, of the sword or something is there.
Well,
Talking.
really, I'm only seeing the little chibi Yasuo thing.
Oh. Well, on my end, I can definitely see someone or something. But anyway, a man with glowing wings that seem to be emanating red energy. You can make a perception empathy difficulty of 4.
I'm feeling rather confident about this, so I guess I won't pop a will. Oh man. Oh, I suppose that's still good. Oh, there's Mr. Praise the Sun again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, there's that guy. Oh, wow, has devil horns. Well, a horned helmet, a cool sword thing, cool armor, nice abs. and also wings that are radiating a kind of sunset energy.
Yes.
That's 3 successes.
As you look at this creature, with your ability to perceive auras, you can feel righteous retribution. It almost feels like anger, but it's more pure than that. It feels like judgment almost.
So something's like something between judgment, justice, righteous indignation, things like that.
Yes.
Righteous indignation.
Righteous indignation. As the creature, as it actually comes closer into view, as it comes closer to you, you can definitely tell that it's a good 5 feet taller than you.
Well, I'm 6'4", so it's got to be, so it's 11 or 12 something.
Mm-hmm.
Well.
It just kind of gazes at you for a second, outstretches its, suppose it could be called a hand, and you make a perception out of it.
Difficulty?
5.
2 successes.
You know that the handshake is usually meant to seal deals or agreements.
I mean, I was going to shake the guy's hand anyway, but I suppose if I botched, I probably would have been something like, you kiss the hand, or you give him the finger. I imagine it would have been something like that. So, I guess I'll outstretch my hand and also, clasp hands or whatever.
You clasp hands, and you feel a very strong warm sensation into your body. And he says, in a very strong, powerful voice, then we will embark on the journey together then. We shall see. We shall see. And
by the way,
what?
Since we're making formal introductions now, I am Alexander Solberg. Your name? Or shall I find that out at a later date on my own? What are you called then?
I suppose destiny has a weird way of bringing 2 entities to one destination. Perhaps this is something that I was destined to do, something I was destined to help you with. Or perhaps it is neither. Perhaps I am your executioner.
So he's basically saying that he's either some kind of guide or executioner.
With that, you kind of feel your eyes opening again, and you're...
Wait, I never got a name, did I?
No.
So I don't have like a definitive name of what this sword is?
No.
Do I at least get a feeling of what I should call it? As in, what I meant by that question was, what do others call you?
You definitely get the feeling that this is definitely tied to you in a very strong way.
So the sword, if it wasn't bound to me in a certain way, it definitely is now?
Yes, it is now.
Going to have to meditate it and try using Auspex 3 later on.
All right.
To try and find out more.
Yeah.
But that'll be at a later date.
Yeah, welcome to your cycle.
Yay! Although that picture does look badass.
As you wake up back in the cathedral, covered in a thin film of what can only be considered blood.
Okay, so I actually took took real life damage from that. No surprise if going in there touched my soul itself. No surprise that the body felt it too.
Make a flat intelligence roll.
Difficulty?
Standard.
Okay.
Know
One
that
success.
vampires don't perspire, but when they're under extreme stress, this happens.
Okay, so due to extreme stress, I probably, well, sweated blood.
Yeah. And
Okay.
how much blood? I assume you have full blood right now.
Probably.
You're at half -1 now.
Wait, so that half -1, that would be 9.
Yes, you're at 9 blood right now.
Well, that took a lot out of me.
But
Good thing I
miraculously,
healed.
you don't have any wounds.
Sweet. Although the wounds, they would have been really easy to deal with if they did happen.
Of course, but you know.
But the blood, that is actually a bit annoying since it's rather precious. Not many times to feed and all that.
I can just find. Mark is there. He is covered in, like, you can assume to be blood. But with your fat intelligence, it's what? This was a very, how should you say, tiring experience for the both of you.
Ah, so he also sweated blood.
Yes.
Father Mark, how long was I out?
As he kind of sighs, gets up. A total of, as he kind of looks around, heaves again. An attendant walks out. Kind of whispers in his ear. He nods. 1 week.
Oh. Were you here the entire time?
Whatever happened was between the two of us. As he kind of
Are you all right from the experience?
I shall manage.
I'm glad to hear. Thank you for all of your assistance with this.
As he looks make a perception medicine. Why not?
Roll for initiative. Standard difficulty. 3 successes.
He's extremely tired.
How am I doing?
You're
Also
tired.
tired?
You need to sleep.
Okay. Okay.
As you feel the exhaustion from the experience kind of overtake you. You got -3 dice right now from just sheer exhaustion.
Okay, so after that medicine roll, -3.
Yeah.
So it just kind of hit like a train.
Yes.
Well, that's something.
You need to sleep. You need to eat. All of those things need to happen.
Yes, I believe it does. What should I do now, Father Mark? I am going to try and find out more about the sword with Auspex. What shall you be doing in the meantime?
As he kind of comes over,
I think not pertaining to the sword, but just what are your plans?
looks you very sternly in the face. You need to rest, as do I. As a few, make a flat intelligence theology.
Intelligence what?
Theology.
My theology is 2.
Difficulty is 7.
10 successes. No, my bad. Make that 4 successes.
You know these to be either friars or people extremely devoted to the church.
Wait,
And
so
walk over, and they begin trying to help you up. As you realize yourself that make a perception medicine.
oh, I also need to -3 dice, don't I?
Yes.
Damn. Okay, perception medicine. Yeah, so guess I'll minus the 3 dice from now on. Perception medicine. Difficulty standard? Okay, so 3 successes from that roll.
Well,
Wow.
your
So
body's
that much.
going to cooperate with you as you
That
feel
much.
these attendants hoist you up, and maybe it didn't occur to you while you were talking to Mark how much you taxed your body with your impressive willpower. You just didn't notice the extreme pain and strain you put on your body, and they help you up. He says we'll talk later,
I look forward to it.
and they kind of lead you to a room. They bathe you, take care of you, and they leave you in a room to supposedly to sleep. And 2 gentlemen on the left and right side of you kind of just sit there waiting for you to say something or to do something.
So 2 guys are in the room with me who are just kind of going to watch me sleep.
Well, please make for me a standard intelligence roll.
Ugh. The -3 is going to kill this. Can I spend a willpower on this?
Oh, no, not for this.
Ugh.
Your body's like...
Standard difficulty?
Standard.
Okay, well, I got a 7.
Alright. Well,
So, 1 success.
you're hungry.
Okay, so these guys would be totally cool with it? Feeding thing? Or would that be a big no-no?
Talk to them. Words, young Skywalker.
Yes, because talking the Emperor to death will definitely work. Uh, Hello, I'm Alexander Solberg. How are you two doing today? Or night? I'm not really sure with the sky the way it is.
We're good.
Okay, that's nice. What do you do here at Father Mark's church?
Attendance.
Hmm. Okay. Ready, Connor? You're not doing your downtime, Connor. Welcome back. You got your haircut?
Yeah. What do you think?
Seems good. Oh, by the way, apparently this is what Mark looks like if he took, like, full battle armor.
What a fucking man!
Yeah, he's like Warrior Jesus.
What a fucking man's man.
Yep.
Guys are silly.
Let's see what Anthony happens to think of the new cut.
It looks good.
Okay.
You're kind of on camera, and it's live, so people can indeed see you.
Oh. Hi, world.
Okay, so
My face is naked now.
Yes, it is.
you got the hamster shaved, I see.
Hamster.
It was very bushy.
Hey, I liked it. I thought it looked cool.
Yeah, you're like that character from Don't Starve, where if you have your beard grown out all the way, it'll count as insulation.
Exactly. I'm a fucking mountain man. Now get back to your downtime.
Okay, so apparently I just went into a room, went inside the sword, said hi to the sword, which is apparently like some kind of righteous indignation thing.
Oh, for fuck's sake. It's a sword with like a friggin' sass level. Great.
No, it's
Righteous
just,
indignation. That tells me it's sassy.
Can we kind of finish the scene, and you guys can like geek out about this later?
Sorry.
so
Sorry.
it's kind of like justice, vengeance, and righteous indignation. Okay, so if it's not too forward, this is rather embarrassing. I'm rather hungry. May I feed off of you two?
The monk looks at you and says, "Yes. How would you prefer to feed?"
Usually I just prefer the neck. It's usually straightforward.
Make an intelligence medicine roll. This is Anthony with real world medical knowledge.
Oh, right, because I remember that time when I was collecting blood for taxes that if you open up a wound in the neck, they will bleed out.
Alright, you got it. Okay. So it was not even that. Basically, if you feed off of his neck, right, you kind of have to work a little bit harder because it's not going to spill into your mouth.
Huh?
So you will be essentially giving this man a hickey. So how would you? That's why he's asking you. He's not judging you. How are you going to, do this? I just didn't want to put you in an awkward scene and you not knowing what the fuck was going on. That's just me being nice.
But I thought the whole neck thing was... Is that actually not how it works in the Masquerade?
It works that way, but if you've seen anything like True Blood and like shows like that, the person is usually in a very quote unquote suggestive manner.
Okay, so don't go neck unless you're going to go do some weird stuff.
Not necessarily weird stuff, it's just that, feeding and such as it is. Do you really want to put your mouth on somebody's body?
Okay, so what you're saying is, yeah, can you just put it in that jug over there?
All right.
Would that work?
No. Because this is your first time actually feeding, and I'm going to have fun with you.
Yeah.
So he kind of offers his wrist to you, and I suppose, do you extend your fangs and all that business? Because there is a vein that's located right there on the wrist. A very major vein.
Well, yeah. It's just that neck has an artery, but then again, if you mess up
Yeah.
arteries. So I suppose I'll just go wrist bite and stuff.
All right. So you sink your fangs into his wrist. You feel the blood pouring down your mouth, and you've only recently fed off of basically animals for quite some time, right?
Unfortunately. I believe that's going to bite me in the ass.
All right. As you're feeding, it's like knowing the difference between something like dirty water. It's nourishing, it won't necessarily kill you, but now you're drinking something that's like
Drinking from a mountain spring or something.
wine mixed with a liquid orgasm as this goes down your mouth. Right. Down your mouth.
Or, okay.
Alright. Please make for me a self-control.
Ugh. Can I spend a willpower on this, please?
No, but it's since you're here and there are people watching you, the other guy, don't worry about it.
Because I don't want to accidentally roll this guy. That's bad for my image. Last time I failed a self-control check, I
Yeah.
accidentally killed a lot of guards. Which I'm still kind of paying for,
Right.
even now.
Okay. So you're able to drink from this guy, and you feel renewed and replenished. It feels good. It feels damn good.
It feels like it feels like eating a green mushroom from Mario.
Like I said, it feels like you're drinking a liquid orgasm. Like,
Okay.
as you start to drink, you kind of feel his heart beating. And please make a perception medicine roll.
Perception medicine.
You don't
Well,
lose
usually-
any dice now, so you're full
Well,
dice.
usually- Oh, wait, so roll all of the dice?
Yes.
No longer have the penalty?
No.
Huh. So that self-control I could have rolled without as in full dice?
No, because you didn't feed yet. You're like feeding now. This is just to make sure you can like feel his heart slowing. Like,
Really, I thought that doesn't the heart speed up when there's less blood in the body? So that way to try and compensate for the lack of blood?
it's the other way around, buddy.
Which ironically also made you bleed out quicker.
Yes.
So that's 5 successes.
Yeah.
Where were you a while back?
Exactly. So, yeah, you should probably stop now.
Okay, yeah.
Please make me a
So-
self-control roll.
Oh, come on. Really, really don't want to roll this guy. I mean, he's a monk or something. I hope he's a monk. I'm just trying to picture some shirtless guy who's just kind of weird in a suggestive position.
What's even
I don't
going on? You're fine.
Okay.
You're able to remove this man's hand. Alright. He kind of passes out next to you. He's out cold.
Oh.
As the effects of the kiss take over his body, and he's kind of in a very blissful state right now. Take back. Humans have 10 points of blood. Take back 4 points.
So I kind of rubbed the back of my head saying, didn't mean to go that far. Sorry.
No, you're fine. He's fine. He doesn't need medical.
Well, I know. Well,
He
still,
could
just...
probably find something, human.
And he just in his pants.
Precisely.
So, yeah. Okay, so I guess
But
guy
that's
number...
what's going in there.
Okay, so I guess guy number 2, since he's already there.
Yeah.
If he's cool with it.
He's fine with it.
Okay, so thank you for the meal. Yum, 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 yum.
All right.
With wrist.
Basically, the same thing happens. He kind of jerks and sighs and moans under your touch. And you take 4 points of blood. He is in the same position.
Okay. Should I just put these two against the wall or something? Or is there like a softer place to put them?
To keep this 100% PG-13, you fed from them, and let's just say the bed is big enough to accommodate all three of you without it being extremely weird. Nobody's naked. Nothing weird is happening.
Can't we just have bunk beds?
Fair enough.
Okay, so either this is like a dorm room where there's like a few beds around, so
Fair enough.
I'll just kind of...
13.
So I'll just put them there and tuck them in.
Tumblr is going off its chain right now. It seems like this was the part everyone was waiting for. Oh no.
So Solberg picks them both up, tucks them into bed, and then reads them a bedtime story, even though they're kind of not unconscious at the moment.
Tumblr is now reading hashtag Solberg Senpai. Anyway.
And my demeanor is caretaker.
Yeah. Stolberg Senpai. Hashtag.
Okay. So did that, and now Solberg is kind of takes a second to look at the sword, wondering if before he goes to bed he'd like to just try do one last thing to see if he can...
You're too exhausted for such things. You really just had enough energy to just put them to bed.
Okay, so I'll just kind of... Okay, so I guess I'll just kind of look at the sword and kind of say, well, I'm not sure what to call you. You don't even know what to call yourself. But I suppose until we find out what your proper name is, maybe I can call you Righteous?
There's no way. You actually don't even think they're talking to you now.
Well, I know that the sword probably wouldn't talk at the moment. It's not Knight Rider where it's going to talk to me.
No.
So I suppose I could call you Righteous, or maybe we can discuss it later.
Discuss it later. This is a plot. Don't ruin it.
As in just kind of as a nickname until the real name is found out.
No nicknames. Go with the plot.
Okay, so just call it Sword.
It is sword.
It's Sword with a capital S. Solberg's Sword. Solberg's Soul Saber.
Fine.
Okay, so Solberg just kind of, Solberg has made it a habit of sleeping with the sword. So just kind of takes sheath off and gets into bed and kind of curls up with the sheath.
Alright.
With sword in it. Solberg's made a habit of that for the last several weeks.
Okay. And this is where we end our scene. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Thanks for watching. Bye.